2 or 3 weeks ago, I purchased a microscope. And the reason I bought the microscope is because I had the opportunity to work with one of the top indoor air quality consultants in the United States, and they brought a microscope out, and they were able to explain to me how you can read slides as you collect them, and they help you make a decision about a course of action for your client. I purchased one, and now I'm on the learning curve of doing this. The reason why I bring it up is because if you can find a consultant that has this capability, I think it would really be to your benefit as a homeowner. If you're a consultant, this is a game changer. The reason I say this is that when you collect an air sample and you send it into a laboratory, you're going to get spores and hypha structure and that kind of thing. Colonies in a reservoir make spores that look like a string of pearls. You have a spore, then you got this little connecting string, and then you have a spore, little connecting string and spore, and so on. And then you have another method of creating spores from the colony is that it looks like a bunch of grapes. It looks like a little bundle of grapes. The issue is that when they're outside, the wind turbulence will break those little spores apart. When you look at it under a microscope and you see only the spores, you're just counting the population and the type. It's really, really difficult to tell if you have a reservoir inside the home. You're using a population and amount to determine whether or not you have inside, outside, or all these ratios or all that. If the reservoir is inside the house, there's no wind transport. So when you collect a sample, you can actually see clumps of spores that are fragile. You can then immediately understand that you have a reservoir in the house somehow, somewhere. That's a wonderful thing to be able to determine. It's not the laboratory's fault. It's just the nature of the beast that wind transport breaks structures apart that help you as a consultant determine what's the problem. So anyway, the microscope that I use has a battery in it, and that because I do a lot of work with the Amish, and so since they don't have electricity, I can't plug anything in. They do make really high quality microscopes that work off a battery, and you can take it anywhere and not worry about being able to see. Bob Bennett, Farsight Management. It's better to use Farsight than hindsight.